Hi everyone. In this video, we will learn about how to use an MCP server developed by some other people. And we will try to use an AI assistant like Cloud Desktop to connect to an MCP server or community MCP server. Okay. And as I said, there are different protocols through which we can connect. One is STDIO and HTTP. So in this video, we will focus on the STDIO protocol. So MCP, AI assistant, and STDIO. So these are the three combinations. Okay. So just to give you some recap, so we have an agent that's called an MCP client who wants to connect to any MCP server. So how will we connect the client to server? So there are two protocols, as I said. One is STDIO protocol, and the second protocol is the STTP protocol, or streamable HTTP protocol. So the concept of STDIO protocol is nothing but standard in and standard out, where the client server interact via the standard in and standard output stream. Whereas this protocol, the streamable HTTP protocol, so here the client and server connect via HTTP post request. That means client will send a request to the server via HTTP post, and he will get a response through the HTTP response. So the standard, the post request and response rate, so that through that they connect to each other. So now when we talk about an agent, so we can build an agent using any SDK, that means software development toolkit. Like for example, we can use from OpenAI SDK agent. So this is more of programmatically, we want to create an agent. So this will give you more flexibility to interact, build your own agent. Whereas the alternate approach is to use an assistant. So AI assistant like Cloud Desktop or ChatGPT interface. So basically, we can even connect to this assistant to an MCP server. Okay, so I thought to initially start with this one programmatically, but then thought, okay, let me first give very simple one, then we can move to little complex one where we do programmatically. So I switched the order. So that's what I will be now talking about, the Cloud Desktop. So which is a very simple. We will see how to connect this assistant to any MCP server. Okay. So that's what we will focus. And of the two protocol, first we will see the standard input output. Then the same thing we will also do in the next video, how to connect learn about the alternate HTTP protocol. Okay. So we will be using these two community MCP server. One is the time and one is the file system MCP server. And we will be again connecting the Cloud Desktop, the AI assistant, using the STDI protocol to this two MCP server. Okay. So if you go to my GitHub repository, you might see the random order, because but if you go to this MCP with cloud, right? There I have given all the instruction like how to do that. So as I said, we will be doing two MCP servers connecting. One is the time and the file system. So if you go to the MCP, the main home page, so if you go to the community over here, and if you go to example servers, you will see that these are the reference server they have given. Okay, so we will be, as I said, to give you demo, I will be using two. One is the time one, and the second one is the file system. Okay, let's first start with the time. Okay, so if you go to this time, right, so it will basically, it will open a very simple GitHub repository where they have written some code which will allow us to get the time. Okay, so the time MCP server that provides time and also time zone conversion capability. So now if you ask an agent, simple agent, what is current time, he may not say, because it doesn't have to the real time information, your agent, right? So that's why, but if you plug in your agent to this time MCP server, you get capability of getting the current time and also convert the time zone. So now your agent is capable of executing or taking action, these two type of action. Okay, so that's what this tool is all about. So now if you go to this documentation, they also tell how to install it. So either we can install this MCP server by using, this is a Python based, so it's straightforward. Either we can install it locally, or alternatives like they have said that how we can configure with this AI assistant like Cloud Desktop. Okay, so basically this is like an AI assistant where they have given the configuration that in the configuration file, we just have to add this line, and you will be able to do it. So now this configuration is common to any other AI assistant. So it's not just specific to cloud. The same we can take and we can put into GitHub Copilot. We can also do ChatGPT. So any other AI assistant provider is there. We can take this JSON file and we can configure that, and it will work. Easily work. So in this demo, I will show how to configure this with the Cloud Desktop. So basically, when I say Cloud Desktop, if you go to Cloud Desktop download, right? So you will go to this web page, and then you can simply download on any version. So when you open it, it will look like this. Okay. You can see it is an AI assistant where you can, it's more of a ChatGPT kind of interface, right? So this will look like, so what I would ask you to do once you install this, right? So you can go over here and go to help, and then I think in somewhere, either troubleshooting or somewhere, there will be some option will be there, enable developer mode. Okay, so that you do it. Okay, I have already done it, so I don't see that option anymore. But if you go to help and just explore these options, you will find something called enable developer mode. So because this is required when you are developing, so that you can easily troubleshoot. And once you do that, this developer tab will come into this thing. So see, we can check the MCP log file, we can load some reload MCP configuration. So it is more of advanced kind of thing. So that's what we can use this one. Okay, enable the developer mode. That is one thing. Okay, so here you can say, hi, how are you? Normally you can chat like the way you chat with ChatGPT. Okay, so this is what the Cloud Desktop will look like. Okay, so now, as I said, when we go to this MCP servers, right, we have to use this command. So let me explain what it does. So the JSON file looks like, see, the MCP server, and it's a list of JSON file. Okay, the first MCP server is the time MCP server. So here I'm giving a name that, okay, this MCP server name is time. So you can give any name here. And how to run the command? The command is nothing but ubx and what is the argument? MCP server time. So ubx command, what it does, it basically, when you execute this command locally as well, when in the terminal, if you type ubx and MCP server time, basically what it will do, it will pull the code from the GitHub, like this repository, it will download in my local system, and it will launch an MCP server. Okay, and depending on how the command we specify, right, it will launch either in STDIO mode or this HTTP mode. So in this example, this starts the server in STDIO, standard input output mode. Okay, so basically we take this copy and we will configure our Cloud Desktop. So if you open the Cloud Desktop, so you go to file or settings. Here you can go from this route, or alternately you can also go from your profile here in the left side. Also you can go to settings. Okay, and yeah, so if you go over here, once the setting page open, you can go to these developers. Okay, here you will see that this is the local MCP server. So here in this developer, we can add and manage MCP server that we are working on. So here, if you can go to edit config, so what will it will do? It will open your local where this Cloud Desktop config.json file is there. So you just double click it. It's a very text file. So basically by default it will be an MTP, an empty kind of JSON. So you see, you just remove this and you can paste it here. Okay, so basically what we did, we have added now a time MCP server. The command is ubx and MCP server time. But the problem is, if you are working on Linux, the ubx is very easy. Okay, but when you are working on your Windows, right, so you have to explicitly give the path if it is not there. So now you can open your command prompt over here. Okay, so you can type so in PowerShell, I think it will not work, where UV, okay, ubx, it will not work somehow. So that's what I opened like this. I got a drop down, so I will go to this command prompt. So there I can type where UV, okay, ubx. So it will say that it is there in this path. So I just copy this path, okay, and I open my this desktop JSON file. Instead of ubx, I will directly pass the this full path. But now if you are in Windows, this escape, you have to type two types. We have to double escape here. That's the problem of Windows. the path. Okay, so now you here see in the UBX, when I installed, it is there in my .local.bin. So exactly that path we have to give, and this is the configuration. So when I just, you can close it. So now you can open this one. So now either you can close this Cloud Desktop and restart, or because if you have enabled the developer mode, you don't have to restart. So basically you can say go to file, developer, and reload your MCP configuration. So basically whatever changes you did in the text file, right? So if again, I'll just show you again, go to edit config. So this file, whatever you have written it here, right? So those will be reloaded now. Okay, so let's go to file, go to files, sorry, go to developer mode and reload the MCP configuration. The moment it did, you see now I can see a server called time. Okay, so if I click over here, it is now initializing. And what command it is now it will use? It will use the UVX command, and it will use this argument. So basically I'm telling what command this to do. So now what this Cloud Desktop, the agent, will do, it will now run this command in my terminal or in my PowerShell. Okay, because I'm using Windows, right? It will run it. So basically it will pull that server code, it will install locally, and it will start running the server, and it will run in a STDIO mode by default. Okay, so now, so that I can now connect it. So what after that, once you added the MCP server, how did we did? Developer, this reload. So you can also check the log file. So you can go log file. So it will open an log file. You can scroll at the bottom. Ideally you can just look for 3-4 sentences at the bottom. It should show, it will show some messages from that server. Otherwise it will throw some error. Okay, so now it's working. So now you can open a new chart. Okay, so now first ask, hey, I have added a local MCP server. Can you tell what all MCP server, can you tell what local MCP server you are connected? Just this is a check here. So now what it is doing, I don't see currently it is showing. Maybe it is initialing state. Okay, so now I will ask, can you try again? Let me check carefully. Okay, so now you see, now it is saying that I have two MCP servers. Okay, so we can again go back and check files to settings and go to developers. And ideally you should see in there is no errors. You should see in the running mode. So if you encounter error, you can go to this folder where this one is open, right? Cloud Desktop JSON file. You can go to logs, and you can open up all the logs of that particular MCP server. For example, for every servers you write, you will get a log MCP server time. So you can double click, it will open. Okay, so now, as I said, it has access to this server. So let's go to this chart window. Okay, 45 seconds ago I'm using this one. So now it says that it has access to this thing. Okay, so now let's ask what is time in Mumbai. Okay, so now basically if it is a normal agent, he will not know, because that LLM has been trained, let's say 2023 or whatever it may be, so it will not know. But when I now asking this, right, what is time in Mumbai, so now this AI assistant will requesting that, hey, there is a tools available, get current time. It will call my time zone tool, and you have to allow permission, because otherwise it's a very risk, right? Because you are allowing some other tools written by this time zone. I have not written, right? So someone has written it. You are allowing that to run in your local system, which is risky. That's what either you explicitly check and allow. So in this case I'm just allowing access. So you can see it is called this get current time tool, so which is there where get current time tool. So now you see my MCP server, my Cloud Desktop is now connected to this server. Okay, so now you see saying that so now what is the time, otherwise what is, let's say 5 p.m. in India, what is London time is 5 p.m. in India. Okay, so now what it will do, it is asking me to convert time tool. So it will calling now this convert time tool. So it's automatically asking, so I'll ask it, okay, say yes. So it call this convert time tool. So when it's 5 p.m. India, it's 11:30 p.m. in London. So now you see my agent, this agent is now so capable of connecting this MCP server. Okay, so this is how you see. Okay, so now what we will do, we'll do another MCP server, which is the file system MCP server. If you go over here, again, this is a GitHub repository. Some people have developed it and they have written the code. Now this is, they have written in Node.js. This is, they have not written this in Python. Okay, so that's what I will also show. That's what I wanted to show, like, some MCP server are written in Node, so it's better to learn that as well. So see here, this server, basically what it does, MCP server, this server is allow you, your agent, to access your local file system. Like, it will able to like what it does, it can read a text file, it can read a media file, it can read multiple files, write some files, edit some files, create a folder, list a directory, so many capabilities it has. Okay, so it has, I think, around 10 or 12 tools are there. Okay, so now I think these are the tools you can see. Like, so this server tools provide these many tools. Okay, so now they have also given how you can use with Claude Desktop. One is the Docker mode, but we will use this npx mode. Okay, so this is the format we need to use. So the server, the syntax is MCP server, and the server name you can give any name. Let's see here, file system, and command is npx command. So in Python we used uvx, so here we are using npx, and what all argument we need to give, -y, and what the path of that MCP server. So basically this is the path in model context protocol server file system, and here you can give some path where you want the agent to access, to read only access. Okay, so now so what we can do here, I think I have given some command here. So basically this is the command we need to edit, right? Because already time server was there, so I will be adding this one here. Just copy it, and so now again you go to Cloud Desktop and go to settings, go to files and settings, and so it will open the settings. Go to developer. Now here we have already one server is running there, so when I edit config, it will again open the same file. So double click it, and here you just, this is one server, MCP server, right? This is time server, so you can put a comma and then add the second one. Okay, so now here I have to pass the explicit command to the npx. So again, for you can go over here, open a command prompt, not PowerShell. So you can just type where npx. Okay, so it will give npx.cmd. So basically you use the cmd one. Okay, so that you use, and the rest everything same. So here I am giving a folder. Let's say I will give you a path. Okay, let's say in downloads, the same path I will give. Okay, let me switch to over here. So this is the path I'm giving. Let's see, this path I will give. Okay, which I want an access to. So this was some dummy path I had created there. Again, for Windows you have to escape. Sorry for the long path. And just you save it, and either you can close it or leave it like that. But now you just need to either close this or restart it, or you can go, if you have enabled the developer mode, you go to developer and now reload the configuration file. You see now the second MCP server is now initializing. So what it will do, it will call this npx command which is there in my Windows system, and then it will call this server path, and it will give the path I have given this path. So it is still initializing. So meanwhile we can also go to again developer mode and check the log. So now you see what it is going here. It will, if you just scroll down, it is trying to see this file system MCP server, right? So it is exposing some tools and it is loading. Okay, okay, so I hope it loads. Let's go back to our chart, Windows charts. So I will go again. Can you check what MCP servers you have now? Okay, so let's see whether it will be able to find or not. Okay, so it has added to the file system. So what tools you have with file system MCP server? Okay, So now it will list all the tools. It has all these tools available: reading files, writing, editing, directory listing, and file management, access control, like that. Okay. So now let's say list directory. Okay. Can you list the folder content? Okay. So now since I have already given the path while configuring, so it is saying that list allowed directory. Okay, it is saying which folder needs to. Okay, let's see whether I have access to this folder because I have given that during the configuration, right? Would you like me to list the content of the directory? Yes, please. Okay. So now, since it has access to only that directory, right? That's what it is now calling that tool to list. So it is calling. So I'll just see allow once. So it calls this list underscore directory tool, and it showed all the files that have. So these are the files, these are the directories, and so this is a repository. Even it gave a extra knowledge that a repository for MCP Bioinformatics course, like that. So this is how you see, like how we can configure our this thing. Okay. So in short, any MCP server you want, you go to their website. Okay. So I just see how they have configured this kind of JSON format, and you can just copy this block. No need to copy this MCP server. Already you have MCP server, so you can copy this block, and then you can add it into the Cloud Desktop. So how you can do, again, just same thing I'll repeat. So go to settings first, go to developer, go to edit config. It will open this one, and you can add the third server. So like that, you can have multiple MCP servers you can add and configure, and you close this one, and after that you can either restart it or you can go to developer and reload the MCP configuration. So you might encounter error. In that case, you can open the MCP log file, or alternately what you can do, wherever this file was there, right, you can go to the logs folder, and it will contain individual server log. For example, let's say I have added this file system log server, right? So just now, so the log of that will be there along with this one. So it will give even more extra information when you want to see. So you will definitely, when you try this, you will definitely get some error because permission issues you might get, but but that's where you can look for these logs. But only thing that, again, I want to repeat the configuration. Like, so for Windows, is you have to explicitly pass the path of this UBX, and where is this npx cmd is there. And for this, we can use the command prompt, not the PowerShell, and just you type where npx, it will give you the npx path, and where ubx will give you the ubx path. And again, for if you are using Windows, you'll have to escape with the double quote, like this. Sorry, not double quote, double this thing. Okay. So see, so that's what, it's so easy. Like, now so many MCP servers you can go, you can try with, you can go over here, you can try with, as I said, go down, you can go over, let's say, community servers, and you can access to any MCP server. So in next, like, I will be giving demo on, like, Uniprot MCP server. So basically how to call. So basically the logic also the same here. So we'll have to see how they have given. Yeah, so you can connect your Cloud Desktop with the same command, so MCP report and remote, and like that. So we will see, like, in the next video, but you got an idea, like, so now you can just list, like, what all MCP servers are available, and depending on your use case, you can connect your Cloud Desktop, any AI assistant, and very easily you can configure this Cloud Desktop, and you can do a lot of analysis, right? So that's what this AI, this is so easy. You can see, you might have seen that during chat how intelligently it is able to, this Cloud Desktop is able to understand and rectify our problems. And that's what it's, I like this Cloud Desktop. And even for bioinformatics use case also, I know we can connect, we can write our own what do you say, MCP servers, and later on connect to this Cloud Desktop, and this will take care of everything. It's very easy. That's where the complexity comes, when you cannot have a very granular level of control. That's where AI assistant comes into, sorry, AI SDK agents comes into picture, where you can programmatically access. But before jumping to that, we will, in the next video, I will talk about the same thing, but with more of the second protocol. That's the HTTP protocol. We will see. Okay, so Yeah, so this we will talk later, AI SDK agent. But before that, we will talk about next video. I will talk about the same cloud desktop, but with a HTTP protocol. I hope this video was useful to you. If yes, please support the channel and share among your network so that others can also be get benefited. Yeah, I will stop here and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.